Alright, so I'm going to be showing you how to assemble your exquisite corpse in Photopea today. So the first thing we're going to do to start is to find some pieces to use. So we're going to open the exquisite corpse folder. This should have all the exquisite corpses from all the classes in here. But yeah, there should be more tomorrow. I will combine them all and attach them all when you are ready to do this project. So I'm going to keep this one because I really like this. Ooh, that one's pretty good too. And let's see what the legs on this one look like. Oh, those are pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to save those three. So I'm going to right click and then I'm going to go to download. Right click. Where'd download go? Download. And right click. Download. Okay, so now I've got my different exquisite corpse parts. So now I can close this up. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to open Photopea now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to import my pieces. So I'll go up to File, and then go to Open, and I'm going to open each of these files in here. So each of these will be on a different tab in Photopea. And if you have another photo editing app you like to use, if you have Photoshop or whatever, you're welcome to use that. There's no reason you can't. Photopea is just free and available to all of you. You can do it on your Chromebooks, so it's a pretty good choice for us, but definitely not the best option possible. All right, so let's see if I can crop this bigger. I don't know if it'll let me. We'll try. All right, cool. So I have to rotate this one. So if you have to rotate one of them, what you're going to do is you're going to go up to Edit, and then you're going to go to Transform, and then down to Rotate 90 degrees, either clockwise or counterclockwise. Or if you need to flip it, you can do that too. Whatever. All right, and then I've got this one and this one. So I think I'm going to do the maybe head from this one, torso from this one, and legs from this one. That seems like it'll make a good combo. So now I'm going to make a new surface to work on. So I'm going to go to File and then New. And I'm going to go into Print. So this is all these different sizes you can use. I'm going to use a print size. I'm just going to use A4. That's like a standard printer sheet of paper. You can use whatever size you want, really. I don't really have a preference, but this is just kind of my default choice. All right, so what we're going to do now is start adding body parts. So what I want to do here is I'm going to, what did I decide? Head, I'm going to move this over here. Legs, and then I'll do torso over here. So I'm going to add new layers to my project. So I'm going to add new layer, new layer, new layer. All right, so I've got 3 new layers here. I'm going to retitle them. Let's see, I have to right click and then go to, oh no, how do I retitle them? I don't know how to do it. That's all right, we'll just do head, torso, legs. Oh, I thought I just right clicked on this. Maybe I don't remember. That's all right. Let's not worry about it. Okay, so we're going to start with the head. So what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to use my selection tool here. Rectangle select, right there. And I'm going to try to make a box around the head that I want to use. And I want the box to be as tight as possible on the head. And I'm going to hit Control and C together, and that'll copy it. I'm going to move over to New Project on the top layer. I'm going to do Control and V, and that'll paste it. And you can remember that because The V looks like the end of a little glue tube. So I'll go up to this one here. This is my selection or my move tool. And I can move this around. I can also change the size by moving the corner. If I hold shift, well, it'll keep it to scale. So this will be important later when I'm trying to make the pieces fit together. But for now, we can just leave it. So I'm going to move over to this layer. And I'll move on to the torso. So for this one, again, same idea. Go up to the rectangle select. And I'm going to try to keep it tight. I'm just going to crop this out. And I've got some extra stuff here, but that's okay. And now I'm going to hit Control C to copy it. And Control V to paste it. And now I can use this tool here. And I can hold down Shift to keep it to scale. And I can line this up. So I might need to change the position and scale and get it adjusted before it's right, but that's basically how I do it. And once it all looks good, we're set. If you want to stretch it out, you can stretch it just this way or on the corners without holding shift, and it will change the proportions. You're definitely welcome to do that if you would like. I'm going to actually move these up a little bit so that I have plenty of room on the bottom, because I don't need any space up above. All right, pretty good. Next, we'll do the legs. I should have made you guys all color. All right, I'm going to do the rectangle select. And now I'll just try to select the legs as tightly as I can. Okay. Control C to copy it. And then next layer, Control V to paste it. Now it's behind there. If I want to get these out of the way, I can click these eyes and it'll make them invisible. So if I lose something or I want to move it, I can do that. Now I can make these visible again to help me figure out where I want to move this to. I'll put it right here, but I'm also going to stretch it out a little bit. So I'm going to make it a little bit longer just for that one. All right, so yeah, I think that's actually the best place to cut it right there. All right, so now I've got my exquisite corpse. I've got a new kind of weird thing I've created. So I'm going to hit enter and we're done. So now I can export this. I'm going to export this as a JPEG or a PNG. Either of those would be fine. I'll probably turn the quality all the way up and save it. All right, so I'm going to move this over from the bottom bar here to my desktop, just so I know where it is. It's probably in downloads, but whatever. So now I'm going to go to new again. Oh, no, wait, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Open. I'm going to choose that one. So I moved it to my desktop, so I'll find it there, hopefully. It's called New Project. So I'll open that. And what this is going to do, it's going to give me a version that has all the layers squished together. So this one has 3 different layers in a background. So this one has all the layers squished together, and it just makes this next part a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do now is grab my lasso tool. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of cut out my piece. What you need to do is kind of, here, let's zoom in a little bit. Whoops. Let's undo that. All right, so Magic Wand, Lasso. Okay, cool. I want my magnetic lasso here. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go just slowly all the way around the perimeter of my figure here. And I just kind of move to the next spot I want, and then I drop little waypoints for the lasso. You can also just kind of draw and let it hang on there. And it should, as long as the background is pretty blank, stick to whatever you're doing here. Alright, so I'm going to scroll up a little bit. This is a little tricky. I had to make it skip a little bit, but it works pretty well. If it's having a hard time recognizing what you're doing, you can click and it'll make a waypoint. So you can see this drawing's a little bit lighter than the rest of it, so it has a hard time seeing the contrast really well. So I can kind of go down and add little waypoints and help it out along the way. So this step's a little bit tricky. If you mess up, you can undo it by hitting Control Z. That's a really good shortcut for any time you make a whoopsie. But sorry, it's hard for me to talk and do this at the same time. You can also just reopen the image and start from the beginning again. And it might take a couple tries to get a really good cutout on this. Like I said, it's a little bit tricky. And getting the feel of using this tool at first is a little tricky as well. But once you get the hang of it, it should be fairly simple. Oh, nope. That's all right. We will take that bit off later. So if you make a little boo-boo like that, you're probably okay. You can chop that bit off again later. We can clean this up later on. There's probably a better way to do this than I'm doing it, so if you know that way, feel free to do it that way. Just kind of showing you the way I know how. Ooh. Let's not get in there. Let's undo that. Oh, I just undid the whole thing. Dang it. All right, let's start again. How do I redo it? Let's see if I can edit. Redo. Step forward. Control Shift Z. I'll hold this off. Control Shift Z. Oh man. I think I'm gonna have to start all over. Okay. That's okay. I should have done a simpler one. That's alright. I could also cut out the inside of the rib cage here, but I don't think I have the patience for that. But if you wanted to, you definitely could, using the same sort of technique. I would recommend like cutting out the basic figure first and then going in and doing that, but it's up to you. And again, if I get a little extra stuff here, that's okay. I'm going to cut out this potion by going straight across here. If I get a little bit of extra stuff, that's okay. What I really want to avoid is cutting stuff off that I want to keep. So I can use the eraser tool to erase extra stuff that I need to clean up. So this one has pretty good contrast in the drawing, so I can move pretty quickly. It's kind of dipping in some places I don't really like. You can see that's attaching really nicely here. So that black outline really helps to kind of differentiate the background from the figure here. So you can see the magnetic lasso is really pretty good at sticking to that, as long as I don't mess up again like I did last time. I'm going to make it go straight up here. Right there. Perfect. Uh-oh. That's okay. I'll just erase that part. That'll be a good way to show you the eraser. Okay. All right, so now I have all of that selected. So I'm going to hit Control C real quick to make sure I copy that. And I'm going to start even another new one. Same size. Print A4. Perfect. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to just paste this into the new layer. So I'm going to Control V. And there it is. Yes, looking glorious. All right, so now I'm going to add a background. So let's see, File. I'm going to open. I think in here, in References, I have a nice background for this. Let's see if I can find that. There it is. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to select, whoops, let's not do that. I'm going to use my select tool here. I'm going to select that. I'm going to Control Copy, again, Control C, and And then we're going to move to background here, and I'm going to Control V and paste it in. Let's turn this invisible so I can see a little better. And I'm going to use my move tool, and I'm going to change my size here. Yeah, until I get it to the right size. Then I can adjust where it is. And make this visible again. I can use the move tool to move him as well. Whoops. There we go, select layer 1. Now I've got my beautiful exquisite corpse in Paris. Alright. After I've done all that and combined my exquisite corpse here with my lovely background, I'm going to go to File and then Export As, and I can do a PNG or a JPEG, either of those will be fine. Let's turn it up to full quality, and we're done. Let's check that one out. Let's see how it looks. So I'm just going to drag and drop it into here. That'll open the JPEG. All right, so that is ready to submit onto Google Classroom, and you are all finished. Oh yeah, if I want to clean this up, if I want to erase it, let's look at that real quick. I can go to this layer. You can see I've got a little bit sticking out there. I can use the eraser tool here, and that'll only erase the layer that I'm on. If I want to change the size, I can go up here. I probably want to make this a little bigger, and then I can erase this out. Why isn't that erasing out? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Okay. So there it is. Oops. I accidentally put this on top. I should have put it in a new spot. If you want to open it in a new spot, you can just drag it up to here. That's how you're supposed to do it. But drag and drop won't work on your Chromebook. I forgot. So forget about that. So anyway, there you go. I think that's everything. If you have questions during the project, ask me. I'll help you out. But that's the run through. So thanks and bye.